Hello, beautiful souls. In this video, I'm going to be talking about twin flames, soulmates, karmic flames, how to identify the one in your life, and also how to attract one in your life. The first one I'm going to discuss is twin flames, how to recognize this twin flame in your life. Is it a twin flame? The reason why I'm starting with a twin flame, because it is the most popular question that I get. And I get a lot of questions from you guys. And I just figured, you know what? I'm going to do a video today and just talk about it. And yeah, that's how it will be today. I'm just going to talk about the twin flame. So the twin flame, when you first meet your twin flame, you're going to feel fireworks. You're going to feel that connection. You are going to feel so familiarized with that person that it is going to be so intense. And just, it's going to feel like it's dynamite. Actually, what it is that's how I explain twin flames, is dynamite energy. No ifs or buts. It is dynamite. The only drawback when I say that is that with the dynamite energy, there's chaos that's in between, because twin flames always have some kind of chaos in between the two of them. There's no ifs and buts about that. There's always something that is a line between the two. For instance, you want to be with that person so badly, they want to be with you, or they could be in denial. The one thing that you notice with the first sign with a twin flame is that you feel the connection, they feel it, but they're in denial. They will do everything that they can not to open up to you. You'll feel it. You'll know because you're telepathic with that person. You can feel that person. If you've heard of the runner and the chaser, the person is the runner, or you could be the runner, where you think of it and go, oh, I don't want to be with that person. Like, I can't think of that, or whatever their circumstances are, they cannot allow themselves to open up to you because maybe they're married or they're attached, or so sometimes they have different culture backgrounds where they cannot allow themselves to be with you, okay? And so they're running far off and trying their best not to show you that they care, but you're just so in sync with them, like the signs. You can be working with that person and you just notice that they're always looking at you. You just know these things. Those are the signs that you know and if you do get involved with that person, your friends and your family, they mean you well. They'll tell you, oh, this person is no good for you. You listen, but you're like, no, I believe that this person is meant to be with me. And the person could be very abusive. The person could be very wrong for you. And that happens with twin flames. They're together, but they're not together. And that's the way it is. And they have to go through the lessons. If they don't go through the lessons, they'll never grow. So sometimes, like I said, one can be in denial and the other one isn't. Or if they are both connected and they both know each other, they fight a lot. They fight like cats and dogs. Interesting, my cat just came over here. He just sneezed. But they just know each other, and they cannot be with each other. When you come in contact with a twin flame, you got to know it's not a curse. Sometimes some people tell me this is a curse. This person came into my life. They're destroying my life, because you love that person so much, but yet you can't be with them. Well, I have to say that it's a blessing that this person came into your life. They came into your life to bring something out in you. And I know that may seem very difficult to understand, but before you were born and he or she was born, you both planned to come into each other's lives, not to cause chaos and ruin in your life, obviously no, but to cause an enlightenment process where you both can enlighten each other in some way. Now, it's very difficult because like I said, there's a lot of chaos. And how do you cope with this kind of connection? How do you move on? Because to be without that person, you feel like, oh, why don't you just cut off a limb? Because I'm so connected to that person. Yes, you are very connected to that person, and they are very connected to you regardless. The universe brings you both together for some reason. Like, this person will bring something very special and something magical if you allow the energy to open up, if you open your heart. And that's what it's important to do, is to not be so much in denial of the connection, because twin flames can be together, but they have to go through the chaos. Remember something, it's not easy to be with your twin flame. And you can be with your twin flame. You can live with your twin flame. You can live for the rest of your life. But you have to go through all the karmic lessons and all the, the toxic stuff. You got to do the work, is what I'm trying to say. And then some people don't want to be with their twin flame because it's just too much, And when it's too much, you walk away and you release. But you need to do, if you're looking to release and walk away from your twin flame, it's very easy to do. I mean, it's easy, but you have to do the work. You need to go within yourself and maybe say goodbye to this person by surrendering to the universe. I take that back. It can be very easy in this instant when you realize who your twin flame is, and when you know that you can be with that person, but in order to be with that person, there's a price that you have to pay, and that's going through a lot of chaos, and that is losing a lot of things in your life. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing to do. So I know that is hard. It's like cutting off a limb. It's like cutting off a part of yourself. It's cutting your soul off. A part of your soul is missing. The one thing I gotta say is that a lot of people say that twin flames are one soul cut in half. No, that's not true. Your soul is beautiful and it's whole as one, and you're coming in contact with someone that is just like yourself, a contract that you put out before you were born and they were born to meet up at a certain time. So there is not a soul split in two. Okay, so that's the one thing I have to stress on, because I've heard a lot of people say that. So your twin flame has a lot to bring you. It's opening a door for you, and it's a beautiful thing. It's like a huge lesson in this world. It's a huge lesson that anybody in the world will give you, and it will be your twin flame. Your twin flame comes into your life to bring out the best in you and to bring out something that nobody else could ever bring. So that is what your twin flame is meant to bring for you. It's like when you encounter with your twin flame, know that it is a rare thing and you only get one, and you'll know if that's one. If you say, for instance, now if you come in contact with, there's another twin flame. Oh, but no, it was an imaginary twin flame. Okay, I have to go back. You only, like I said, you only have one twin flame, and you'll know it because it's dynamite energy. Then there's karmic flames. Now, the karmic flame, very similar to the twin flame. There is no imaginary twin flame. There's only karmic flame, which is, they're all in the soulmate group, okay? And in the soulmate group, you got your twin flames, your karmic flames, and your soulmates. So your karmic flame is someone that comes into your life, and you got that instant connection. You got that feeling with that person like right away, like the same idea, same thing like the twin flame. But the only thing is that it didn't last, and it just ended, and it wasn't the same feeling that you have with your twin flame, because your twin flame will always, no matter what you do, it seems like your twin flame is always in your life, in your heart. You're always thinking about your twin flame. You feel telepathic with your twin flame. You feel like you just can't separate from your twin flame, or you feel like you can't separate from your twin flame, because you can separate from your twin flame if you choose to, okay, if you want to. So that's the difference between the twin flame and the karmic flame. Now, we can have many karmic flames in our life, and the reason why we have lots of karmic flames, to help us grow. And we are, some of us don't even have, some of us only have one or two, some of us have many, and are like, wow, I think that one was my soulmate. Well, that one could have been my twin flame. Well, that could have been, and nobody talks about the karmic flame. Too many people know about it. There's different names for the karmic flame. It could be toxic tie, it could be toxic relationship, whatever you want to call it. The karmic flame is very similar. It just doesn't last. And I know that you probably have had a similar relationship, and you thought it's a karmic flame. It's hard to detect a twin flame, but you know how you know it is? When you can actually move on and it wasn't very difficult to walk away as it was with a twin flame, which is a little bit more intense. And so I'd like to bring in my soulmate and talk about soulmates with you with Dave. I'll be right back. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay, so I brought Dave, my soulmate, to talk about our topic today. He has no idea what we're talking about. We're talking about soulmates.
Okay.
And I was talking about the three, actually the two, the twin flame, the karmic flame, and now we were getting onto the soulmate. I figured, well, why don't I just call you over and we'll talk about it. First, I'm going to begin just a little bit, just to give you a recap on soulmates. See, look at our picture, soulmates. Okay, so for soulmates, when you meet a soulmate, it always doesn't happen right away. It's divine timing, okay? When you meet your soulmate, you don't actually know that person right away. Or you feel familiar with that person. You kind of have, you can have a negative effect or just a neutral vibe. It's more like an energy where you feel like, oh, that person feels familiar, but you don't got quite the twin flame explosion. You got more like, I can trust this person. And it's always divine timing because you can meet your soulmate like years before you even recognize that that's your soulmate. Like a lot of people, that's one of the most common questions I get. Have I met my soulmate? And that is the connection that you want to meet. It's not the twin flame, it's not the karmic flame. It is the soulmate connection, okay? And when you meet your soulmate, it is so beautiful and it's warm. It just feels like a friend, someone that you can trust, someone that you feel so familiar with. And, you know, like you're both actually telepathic, but it's more gentle. It's a gentle energy and everything just flows beautifully, right?
For me, actually, I wasn't intending completely to plug my own song, but I wrote a song about how we met. So,
Oh,
and to me, that's the best description of what I experienced when Mary and I, the whole energy leading up to us getting together. And it's in that song. It's called Hey Mary Hey. And I don't know if Mary can give information or you
I'll
guys want
post
to
it.
take a
I'll
listen
post
to
the
it.
video. I'll post the video below.
And make sure that you listen to the lyrics because that tells the story. And anything else I have to say is that I just know my whole life I just knew I was going to meet someone special. Mary knows I have a bit of an issue with the terms that are out there that are popular, like soulmate, twin flames, and
The
things like
identifying
that.
it,
Like,
yeah.
I just always knew in a way that was deep inside myself that there was, I had a soul contract with somebody who is not only the love of my life, but somebody who's extremely important in my whole spectrum of my soul. And I just knew that. I can remember since I was, maybe 9 or 10 years old, I had that faint feeling. And I was always looking, and I went through a lot, and you may feel like you're going through a lot too. So I just wanted you to know that you're not alone. I went through a lot to get to the point where I even got to the point where I deliberately chose to just kind of live like a monk and I did that for about 5 years. Like, I don't mean antisocial or anything. I engaged with the world, but I wasn't looking. I deliberately was not looking, and I just was happy to myself. I found happiness the best I could while being on my own, and that's when it happened. And then the other thing I would say is really important, at least from my experience of everything, was when I met Mary and I had all these incredible feelings and all the astral traveling feelings and all the incredible things that happen in the energies you feel. It was in my heart. My intuition knew, but I'm not going to tell you the full story, but because on the surface it looked like it just didn't make sense. So I said, okay, well, the main thing I did was many times a day, whenever I thought of Mary, when I was going about my business, doing my work or whatever I was doing, I always surrendered, made a conscious choice to surrender the outcome to God's care and guidance, or higher power, however you think of God or your higher power. I consciously surrendered. I didn't just say, oh, I'm going to let go and then say, but I'm going to hold on. I let it go because I realized deeply, you have to understand deeply that what's in your truth and what is in your highest good will come to you if you surrender it. And another way to think of it is, wouldn't you rather have somebody come to you and love you because they want to, and it's the natural course of events, that you're not manipulating anything and you're allowing it. It's like an allowing, and that's what I consciously had to do, because our minds, our human minds, our limited minds are always trying to control things and make them work this way and that way, and that's okay. But the whole spiritual path is about rising above that and allowing things that are in your highest good to happen, which that's kind of like the deeper meaning of The Secret, really. It doesn't mean you can't have wonderful things and create wonderful things for yourself, but it's more about what's in your highest good. And that's what I did anyways, was, you know, I'd get antsy, I'd get anxious. Oh, what if this is another dead end with when I think about marriage, or it looks impossible. And I'd just listen to my heart and I'd say trust. It said trust, and then I said I let go and I surrender the outcome to God's care and guidance. And I said that was my affirmation, and that's the other part that I think.
And the difference between the soulmate and the twin flame is because they both, the soulmates already have conquered all of their lessons, their life lessons, or whatever they had to in relationships. Like they just went through whatever they had to go through, and that's what, like Dave was talking about, the painful experiences that he and I've had painful experiences too with abusive relationships. So it's kind of like we had to go through all of that to find each other. And that, you know, a lot of people are looking for their divine partner. That's what I call it. Like Dave said that he's not really too comfortable with it. He never is, but the identifying who is his, because it's confusing for a lot of us. When me and Dave got together, it was just a sense of knowing that we could be with each other and we trusted, and I felt so comfortable with him that I can just be myself. I don't have to pretend to be anything that I'm not. I felt like that's the first sign. I felt like I can just be with that person. There was some things that I was.
There's a lot of excitement.
I mean,
time,
there's a lot of but it's kind of like I felt like this is the
Didn't
person.
Have to pretend.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like I can have fun. I would call it like, you know, having fun with someone for the rest of your life. So I thought it was just a relationship that was for the moment and having fun because I felt so good to be with that person. Well, it lasted. The fun just got deeper and deeper, and that is the connection that you feel. That's the divine partner. But you know, there is different kinds of divine partners too, because everybody's different. Everybody, never compare your soulmate relationship with another relationship. Never. When you see two people holding hands, the first thing some people say, oh, woe is me, why can't I have somebody like that? Why can't I have that? I'm never gonna have anybody good in my life. I'm just too old to have a love in my life. I'm just too old, you know, and you're young. You say that, you know what the universe says to you? The universe is saying, well, I don't understand. Don't you want to have love in your life? Don't you want to be happy with someone? This is where you need to give up the control of trying to look so hard. And when you see two people holding hands and two people together and with their little family, you gotta be happy for them. That's what the universe is asking you. Why are you not being happy for them? Be happy. Surround yourself with happy thoughts, happy energies, happy affirmations, positive affirmations. And by doing that, and giving up the control of trying to make someone a certain way, you will actually attract the right one. Spells and trying to manipulate the situation, that's not going to do it. You know, trying to control the situation.
I agree. Definitely, those are important things. And just one other thing I would add is that when I did write down a list of characteristics that I was looking for in a divine soulmate, and I'd forgotten about it. I just put it in an envelope in a drawer a few years before. Well, I'd met Mary as an acquaintance in the neighborhood years before that, but you know, it was just an acquaintance, somebody that sometimes you might say hi to, and that was it. But I didn't know it was her. I'd written down these characteristics that I was looking for, and then later when we did get together, when the spontaneous combustion of our romantic connection happened, I looked at that list and I found it again, and I was like, wow, Mary met just about pretty much she did meet every characteristic, and so that was an intention that I wasn't trying to control, though. I wasn't saying it had to be a certain person or how it was going to happen. I wrote it down and then I forgot about it. So that was one thing. And can I just say one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
The other thing is that don't be looking for a soulmate to save you, because what you're actually doing together, and this was one of the things I wrote down on my list, was someone to grow with me, someone to help me to grow spiritually and as a person, and for me to help them grow spiritually. and as a person. I wanted a real spiritual connection as well as everything else. So, that's my story.
Yeah, right.
Our story.
Yeah, we knew each other like years before I even thought of Dave that way. I knew him as just an acquaintance, really. And I really was kind of in, not denial, I didn't even look at him because I wasn't ready. And that's what you have to know. Sometimes you're not ready to find your divine partner, soulmate, whatever you want to call the one. Maybe you're not ready for that. And you have to just give it to the universe and just go with what the universe is telling you. Now, when you do meet your soulmate, you will know. When I realized it, I was a little in denial of it, but the signs I kept getting, like the telepathic things, just the little things that I was getting, because you connect with your soulmate, I just knew. And the one thing that cinched it was, I think, because we both have rose tattoos. How many people do you meet that I have a purple rose tattoo, and Dave's got one on his arm. And I said, oh, that's interesting.
There's a lot of synchronicity.
There's a lot of synchronicity. I'm just giving you one thing that just
came.
More than
that, but
yeah.
I'm just going to say one more thing, and that is to relate to what you just said, was we all have different also soul templates or soul plans,
that's right.
Soul contracts that we've planned for ourselves. So the best thing at the end of the day is to, be happy and do your best to be happy, and what is in your highest good will come to you. And if you can do that, it will amaze you of all the beautiful things that start to come your way. I know that's been my experience, and it's still opening up more and more.
Yes. You deserve to be happy. That is the one thing that you need to do to attract your soulmate. You have to say, I deserve. You have to look in the mirror and say, I'm beautiful. I deserve to be loved. I love you. Tell yourself that every day. I love you. Look in the mirror when you wake up in the morning. As soon as you open your eyes, just gratitude. Tell yourself you love yourself.
I usually do it when I'm shaving, but
I do it when I brush my hair, and I say, oh, I love you. Just do it. Do it all day long. It's not conceited. It's not egotistic. It's actually what your soul needs. It's what your spirit needs, because we are made out of complete love. And yeah, this was
your inner child even.
Yeah.
I feel like it's my inner child I'm saying it to when I
right.
talk.
It's talking to the little child. So that's what this is all about. It's all about connecting with that inner child inside of you. So yeah. So I hope this video was helpful for you. And if you have any questions or concerns, please post the comments below. And if you're interested in getting a personalized reading with me about your soulmate or whatever concerns you, visit my website, psychicsoulmatereading.com. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure that the notifications is on so you can receive my videos when I post them in your inbox. Have an awesome day, everybody. I love you. Peace and blessings.
Peace.